The match starts with chaos as Ivy Nile and Nikki Cross go at it, and a huge brawl ensues. Action spills outside as Cross dominates Nile, putting a garbage can over her and beating it with a kendo stick. Meanwhile, Eric Rowan dominates the Creed brothers, countering their double suplex and eventually setting up a table. Gable and the Creed brothers manage to slam Rowan through the table after Nile blinds him with a fire extinguisher. In the ring, Gable battles Dexter Lumis, but outside, Gacy takes control until the Creed brothers and Gable double-team him, smashing a garbage can over his head. Rowan returns, wreaking havoc with a wall from the Timekeeper's area, taking out the Creeds and Gable. After a chaotic series of moves, Gable hits Gacy with an Olympic slam through a table, but Gacy kicks out. Nikki Cross takes out Nile with a twisting neckbreaker, while Uncle Howdy distracts Gable, allowing Rowan to hit a devastating chokeslam onto the steel steps. Uncle Howdy delivers a Sister Abigail to Julius Creed, and Rowan holds Gable down for Lumis to hit a splash from the top rope, securing the win for the Wyatt Sicks. Finn Balor enters the ring, accusing Damian Priest of holding him back and challenging him to a match at Bad Blood. Priest storms in, furious, and they trade heated words. Priest punches Balor and attacks Carlito and JD McDonough, but the Judgment Day gangs up on him. Rhea Ripley limps down on a crutch, but is ambushed by Liv Morgan. A chaotic brawl ensues with Morgan and the Judgment Day members beating down Priest and Ripley. Balor prepares to finish Priest off, but Jey Uso rushes in with a steel chair, causing Judgment Day to retreat. The match starts with Bianca Belair taking control over Alba Fire with a shoulder tackle and scoop slam. Jade Cargill tags in, and they double-team Fire with a shoulder tackle, then clothesline her out of the ring. Isla Dawn enters, but Cargill overpowers her with a scoop slam. Fire and Dawn briefly double-team Cargill, but Belair tags back in and runs wild with clotheslines and a delayed vertical suplex. Cargill saves Belair and eventually tags in, hitting Fire with a pump kick. Belair adds a lung blower, and Cargill follows up with a German suplex to secure the win and retain the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Bret the Hitman Hart returns to a huge ovation in Calgary, discussing his pride as a Canadian champion. Gunther interrupts, claiming to be the best there is and mocking Hart by calling Bill Goldberg his favorite. Sami Zayn storms out in a Calgary Flames jersey, defending Hart as a Canadian hero and challenging Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther declines, prompting Hart to call him a dirty, yellow coward. Gunther tries to leave, but Zayn attacks, sending him into the ring post. Zayn then celebrates with Hart as Gunther retreats, visibly furious. The match begins with Dominic Mysterio taking control after a dropkick counter on Dragon Lee. During the commercial break, Mysterio dominates with a suicide dive and taunts, even ripping Lee's mask. After the break, Lee fights back with a Hurricane Rana and a double stomp off the ropes, nearly securing a win. However, JD McDonough interferes by placing Mysterio's foot on the rope, sparking a brawl between LWO and Judgment Day. Liv Morgan chop blocks Lee, setting up Mysterio to hit a 619 and a frog splash to secure the pinfall victory. Zelina Vega starts strong with a Hurricane Rana on Zoe Stark, but Stark and Sonya Deville quickly take control. Shayna Baszler attacks Vega's arm, and Stark follows up with a plancha. After the break, Stark dominates with suplexes before tagging in Baszler. Vega counters with a leg scissor, and Natalya tags into a big ovation. Natalya takes down Stark and applies the sharpshooter. As Deville and Baszler try to interfere, Vega and Lyra Valkyrie take them out with submissions, allowing Natalya to make Stark tap out for the win. Drew McIntyre enters to loud boos and taunts the crowd, mocking their CM Punk chants. He reflects on his brutal attack on Punk, claiming he ended Punk's career after Punk dismissed him post-strap match. McIntyre shifts focus to his future, eyeing the world title and addressing his upcoming movie. However, he warns his friend Wade Barrett not to interfere again, or else. Raw GM Adam Pearce interrupts, announcing that Punk isn't done with McIntyre, and they'll face off one last time at Bad Blood in a Hell in a Cell match. The match starts with Finn Balor taking control, landing strikes and stomps on Rey Mysterio. Mysterio fights back with a head scissor takeover and a plancha, but after the break, Balor regains control with a rear chin lock. Mysterio hits a seated senton and a springboard crossbody, but when he goes for a second 619, Balor counters with a guillotine catapult into the ropes and locks in a single leg crab. Balor holds on too long, leading to a disqualification, giving Mysterio the win. The match kicks off with Braun Strowman dominating, but Pete Dunne targets his injured ribs, eventually sending Strowman crashing into the barricade. Jey Uso and Ilja Dragunov get in some high-flying action, but Strowman powers back, clearing the ring. After a chaotic series of moves, Dunne, Dragunov, and Uso triple-team Strowman, taking him down with the Strowman Express. In the final moments, Bronson Reed makes a surprise appearance, crashing Strowman through the commentary table. Back in the ring, Dragunov hits a powerbomb and an H-bomb on Dunne, but Uso breaks it up with a superkick. Uso then hits Dunne with an Uso splash to win and become the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker confronts Uso as the show ends.